Hey there, you can call me Cal or Calamity. Today, I want to discuss a topic that revolves around the status of Genshin Impact and my own general experience. So I wanted to create this whole 10-minute long video about it. So make sure to take some words of mine with a grain of salt. I'll try to be as objective as possible in this video. At the same time, there will be times where I state my own opinions. This is my very first analysis video. Sit back, grab some food and drink, and enjoy the video. This video has been currently been in development since the version 4.4 update. As the game updates over time, so this video will be outdated too. Genshin Impact's patch notes are live service and each update is usually released every month. Let's talk about the contents of Genshin Impact. There are many varieties and contents to do in this vast open world gacha game, such as the Archon quests and World quests. Unless you want me to include the Aranaka quest, I didn't finish it. So, and it's 10 hours long, and I don't have time to sit in this computer and play it. Anyways, doing domains, fighting new enemies and bosses as the new regions come out in a couple months or a year, opening chests, doing puzzles, and pulling for your waifus in the batter. Well, who the hell knows? Also exploring the vast regions such as Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma, Sumeru, and Fontaine that recently came out version 4.0. Each area holds its own uniqueness, atmosphere, characters, and scenery. Most notably, Sumeru is the largest region currently as of today if we include the desert area. Genshin Impact paved the way for the open world gacha games and how it was viewed. This is no question one of the most popular open world gacha games in the gaming industry. So, you may think that you have a lot to do in this game, right? Now, don't get me wrong, there is so much to do in this game. But at the same time, finishing one region can take days and weeks to finish all the world quests for just that one region. This can leave players in a burnout state, and since the game is live service, this forces the players to keep playing, doing their dailies every single day, and finishing the events too. That probably only comes out with each section per day. So we always have to be in this state of mind that we have to get on. If a player perhaps takes a week break off, this makes the players feel like they are missing out on the major content in the game. The reason for this, because certain weapons that are event exclusive, for example, Festering Desire and Oathsworn Eye, which I totally missed, are some of the powerful 4-star weapons. If you missed it, it's gone forever. This also goes for the valuable rewards that give more Primo Gems compared to the World Quest itself. Events in Genshin Impact are the only way to get a minimal amount of Primo Gems, Mora, and Hero's Wits that also levels up the character. As for the World Quest, the reward system in this game is low to none. This leaves the players to constantly grind the Primo Gems on the overworld, or relying on the events to get even some small amount, even if it's just a little. Primo Gems in Genshin Impact, if you guys don't know, are basically the most valuable thing that will give you access to rolling for the character banners you wish for. If you want to roll for the weapon banner, by all means, go for it. Just get ready to be scammed. And about the fate points stuff, don't try to just ignore that. That's probably one of the most useless things ever. It just meant to cash grab players who are stupid enough to pull for the weapon banner. If you are going to pull for the weapon banner, just grab the 4-star. Wait for the good ones. In this game, as a casual player, world quests will probably be the first thing that you do, and it's only a natural thing that a lot of people will complete the world quest before starting the main quest. In Genshin, they'll call it the Archon quest. But as time goes on, world quest quickly becomes bland because of the mass-inducing dialogue dumps with no voice actors to engage with the audience. It gives irrelevant dialogues that were just discussed earlier. Our conquest isn't a saint either in this open world. Yeah, Paimon is pretty damn annoying. Some of the quests are amazing, for instance. The sacred Sakura cleansing ritual, Surumi Island, the Taratar. No, I'm not even gonna discuss that 7-day quest line. And literally, the last day is probably one of the hardest world quests I've probably done in my Genshin Impact experience. Believe me, if you guys play it, you'll know what I'm talking about. In estimation, if you complete most of the quests in one region, for example, doing world quests and keeping up with the events and dailies every single day, and just grabbing your check-ins too, that probably net you around 3,000 primo gems. I'm not a free-to-play player, so I'm just assuming the statistics. Someone could correct me if someone's a free-to-play player, and you guys feel free to ask me in the comment section how much primo gems you got after doing all of that. But continuing on, this will also give the incentives to start getting your wallet and paying up to get the characters if you don't have at least more than 10k primo gems to guarantee a 5-star character or weapon. The content is amazing, but the amount of grinding for primo gems and leveling up characters just to get a minimum of 100 to 150 primo gems makes you feel like whether your hard work was all in vain. So, Genshin Impact gameplay. There's a lot I want to cover in this gameplay side of the game, team compositions and character kits overall. With many characters that came out patch after patch, each has its elements and kits to use in the overworld and navigating the content in the game. There are 7 elements in this game: Pyro, Hydro, Animo, Electro, Dendro, Cryo, and Geo. You can find a long list of elemental combinations from either the tutorial in game or the wiki pages. People will build their teams that fit well with each other's kits and buffing elemental reaction. It would at least give some semblance of having a variety of viable characters playing their role of what their kit and their expertise leans on. This also becomes an issue as the game starts to evolve, and certain characters that were being released start to power creep the others on sheer DPS or either support alone. The best example is the new Fontaine character, Neuvillette, being one of the most broken characters in Genshin Impact. You can say that you can roll for the characters that you enjoy, but that's what everybody would say, just roll for the characters that you enjoy, right? But it's natural for the players to be heavily influenced by the meta characters and gravitate towards it. I am no saint following the meta too when I first booted Genshin Impact in June 2023 for the first time. This creates a rift where enjoying the characters you currently have and playing the meta becomes somewhere around the gray area. When powerful characters are in the banner, players will no doubt roll for that character, even if they have to pay for it or lose a 50-50. However, characters will soon begin to lose their viability and DPS in the meta as more patches go on, leading them to be outdated and irrelevant. All characters that can't keep up with the meta will soon disappear in the tides of time. When Dendro Element was released, Kuki Shinobu, one of the worst characters before, now became one of the best healers and electro applicators in the game. This is also a good example of why other healers became irrelevant. Why should I play Yao Yao, Barbara, or even Kokomi? I main Kokomi, and she heals like one of the highest in the game. Why should I play her when you have Kuki, who can heal on the move? Hydro Element characters soon became highly sought out now, as Xingqiu and Yelan are the strongest sub DPS currently with a major Hydro application and damage over time. This gives players a frustrating experience when new characters come out, and they soon become a huge disappointment like Dea. Dea, being one of the highly anticipated characters, soon was thrown out to the standard banner later on as patches go by, and she was never seen again. This also created an uproar in the community as people were saying the hashtag fix Dea and shows a very long list of how to fix Dea. Pre-patch Zhongli was also an issue too. He would have become the worst Geo character support if not for the outrage in the Genshin community, mostly the Chinese community, telling Hoyoverse that, hey, you guys need to fix Zhongli. And they did. And that's probably the only actual patch that we actually got. In this age where Hoyoverse does not care about balancing the game and giving the old characters a chance to shine, even a 4-star character being at least usable in certain scenarios, this game soon becomes a DPS check simulator. If you can't beat floor 12 Spiral Abyss, we're gonna assume the character is not good. An imbalanced game is one thing, but the biggest issue is the current lack of reason and inspiration to use the characters and work towards a better gameplay and exciting experience, because either the new or the old characters are underwhelming in their niche that they were meant to play. So as you play Genshin for hours and hours, and once you reach the AR-45, that's when you start using your own fragile resins too that you accumulated through your journey. So let's talk about artifacts runs. Now, if you don't know, once you reach the AR-45, all the domains that provide the highest artifacts tiers, 5 stars in the game, become accessible. This is where Genshin turns from having a good experience to make it a chore as you were working on a job. Fragile resins become a demanded item to refill one's resins and keep on going. Or you can have this other method, use your own primo gems 6 times per day, and that probably costs around maximum of 800 actually primos if using all 6 during that day. I highly do not recommend doing this method. If you are, well, I use it at least 3 times per day or once to get something important. With crit rate and crit damage is the norm since release, you must spend countless hours in the game and pray that you will get the artifact that you want. Not only that, you also have to pray twice that you roll for those substats too. An average player grinding for the artifacts to level up their main DPS character can take weeks or even months on end to get a good ratio of 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 build character, and sometimes it might not even be enough. This is not good, especially when the game forces you to participate in events in exchange for low rewards to no fragile resins at all. At this point, you might as well build the meta characters and achieve much better results, because it's just not fun building the characters that you would like to use, because it'll take too long, and you have to work twice the amount to get the results when you can play a meta character and just spend, I don't know, probably a month just to build him well and just complete most of the contents in the game. So let's get back into the elemental reactions right before Dendro was released. Vaporize, Reverse Vape, and Freeze Tease were some of the best elemental reactions in the game. Mostly freezing becomes overpowered to the point where it doesn't give the enemies a chance to attack. And that's why it was so powerful. In certain cases like this, Geo Reaction Superconduct serves absolutely no purpose and just becomes useless in the variety of options unless you're playing as Eula. After Dendro was released, Bloom, Hybrid Bloom, Burning, Aggravate, and Quicken were introduced in version 3.0. The new meta teams, Dendro teams, with Hybrid Bloom as I previously stated with Kuki Shinobu, has become so powerful that it trivializes the challenges in the game and even clear Spiral Abyss full star without building the support character with crits. This creates a frustration with the player base as they feel their sense of their time wasted when they can build their favorite character only to realize that another player can only spend 2 months building a full-fledged team and just clearing the game just by stacking Elemental Mastery with Kuki Shinobu or Kokomi. This also means that Nahida becomes one of the strongest character units actually in the game, behind Yvelette. The only frustrating concept in this game is when a new character comes out, the old characters do not evolve or get stronger as time goes by, and it's just almost not impossible just to put them in the new team comps to try out, being on par or at least perform it well as Hyperbloom team. The game was never bad in the first place. It was the deliberate refusal to make changes in the game and taking care of the player base. Overall, Genshin has one of the best stories in open world in the eyes of a casual, but the more you play it, the more you hate it. So this marks the end of my video. So I wanted to do a little bit of something, an idea. So I put a link in the Google Docs down below in the description discussing what changes Hoyoverse should be taking into consideration if they want to give everyone a good experience. At the end of the day, as much as we all want Genshin Impact to be a better game, I believe there's no way for that currently. Because not just the communication of the devs that's like very poor, but also the refusal of the community to change and accept constructive criticism. During these strange times, we may as well fight each other or our own demons when it comes to this point. Who knows? We'll see soon enough as the months go by. Thank you for watching my very first discussion video. I know I missed some major main points in this entire topic, but I look forward to getting the closed beta test 2 qualification for Wuthering Waves that will be coming around at February 19th. It'll be starting soon. Hopefully, I do get an email. Maybe perhaps I'll just start making a lot more videos for that game. Bosses, exploration, and some nice and constructive criticism in the game. Showing the light and darkness of one's criticism will show the full truth, a pathway to perfection. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more analysis and gameplay. I never really used this channel that much, so I don't know where it should go from here yet. But in the meantime, stay safe. Make sure to take care of yourself, and I'll see you some other time. Take care.